excuse me, sir.
Yes, it's you.
Yes, it's me. Okay. So I'd like to ask you what you can say about the Bayangi people.
Oh, thank you very much for asking me this question. I've been looking for somebody to ask me this question for years now. See, the first thing you should understand about the Bayangi people is that they don't.
I am Oben Joseph Besem. That is the name that is my ID card. Of course, I am a graduate from the University of Boya. I read law. And I go by the stage name J Loaded. I am a stand-up comedian, content creator, event organizer, and MC.
About the Bayangi people is that they don't die. They just change address. They just change venue. Yes. See, even when you see RIP on the grave of a Bayangi man, don't be so fast to conclude that it means rest in peace. Because RIP on the grave of a Bayangi man means return if possible. And it is always possible. That is why other ethnic groups or other tribes, when somebody dies, the obituary page, you see something like, we love you, but God loves you more. But when the Bayangi man dies, you always see their farewell message is, we will surely meet again. Because we always do.
Really?
So why the name J Loaded?
J Loaded. Okay, J is from Joseph.
Okay.
Like I said, Oben Joseph, Joseph Loaded. Loaded, maybe what you want to find out now is why the loaded attached to my name.
Yeah.
Because when I came to discover who I am and God opened my eyes to the limitless possibilities and talents that He's blessed me with, I thought I was loaded, and I still think so. So J Loaded, Joseph Loaded.
Wow. You mentioned something about you doing law in school. So how come you left law and you're blending into comedy?
All right. By impulse, how I answer the question is that, I read law and became a comedian because I wanted to build my comedy career on a legal foundation.
Wow.
Yeah, so my comedy career is legally backed. However, if I'm to answer that directly, I'd say comedy is my passion. Law is what I read in school, and I had an ambition in the legal field. I wanted to become something in that area, but my passion drove me more than my ambition, and that's it.
Yeah, see, with other tribes, you can easily say, proudly Bakwiri, or proudly Bamenda, or proudly Bamileke, but you cannot say proudly Bayangi, because that will be tautology. Because if it is Bayangi, then it's already proud, because Bayangi is a synonym for pride. No, don't get me wrong, it's not like you cannot find humble people in Mafi. You can find humble people, but the point is that even when they are humble, they are still very proud about it.
Sir, but I know you're Bayangi, but you're not proud.
So you can say that again. I get that a lot. You see, I'm actually very different. See, I pride myself in being very humble, so I get that a lot.
Wow. So we'd love to start off. Just give us your journey, how you began this comedy to where you are presently.
Okay, this is 2022. I started off in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when. So I'm 10 years behind the mic today on this journey. It started like a joke. Of course, it's comedy, so it's a joke. Yeah, I did not. When I started off, it was in church. I didn't intend to be a comedian for starters. I just noticed that in church, during all nights, we used to have presentations. During the break, the segments, we have something to entertain ourselves, to clear our eyes off the sleep, and then get back to prayer. So I happened to have consumed a lot of comedy at the time, so I opted to go up and do something to make the people laugh. So I copied a few jokes from some comedians in Nigeria, and I went up there and I threw at the people, and they were so excited they laughed and laughed. So the next week, now during the service, my pastor called me to come and perform. I'm like, no, pastor, I'm not a comedian. I stole just jokes from somebody and I just said them. They are not my jokes. So it doesn't matter. Say, I've been watching those jokes, but I cannot say them like you said them. So it shows that you can do it. And I'm like, okay. I went ahead and I did it. So I found out that every week they kept calling me. My pastor kept calling me. So I felt like I had a duty to give the church comedy. So I started working on it myself, doing my own research and start creating my own jokes. And boom, I became good at it, and I found out that it really made people happy, and I love to see people laugh, so I kept doing it. Even when I was in university studying, I had a few gigs left and right, and in church I was still performing and all of that. So the picture became bigger to me, and I decided to stick to it.
Okay, see, Bayangi people are the only people that even when they have not gone to school, they still speak BB grammar. Yes, see, it's only in Mafi that you hear things like condition are very critical, bearing what to do. Are you shocked? Wait until you hear this one. See, given the fact that I'm putting quiet does not mean no okay feel quiet. And don't have quiet there is capacity. I'm no. You understand? There's a lot of grammar inside the dialect. Like the dialect is not complete without grammar. It's well punctuated inside. Are you understanding?
Yeah, I do. Woo.
You should understand. Make sure you understand.
Okay, so
So what are some of the difficulties you faced throughout your journey?
what is a difficulty I have not faced?
Wow.
I mean, when you step up to do something like this, the difficulties are enormous, ranging from personal, family, and even with the nature of the country, Cameroon, I have faced difficulties at different levels. People not believing in what you're doing, thinking that you're wasting your time, wasting your years, especially when you tell somebody that they ask you, what do you do? Like, I'm a comedian. Say, yeah, that I understand, but what do you do? Like, no, I'm a comedian. Say, yeah, I get that, that's your hobby. I mean, like, what do you do to make money? And you feel a little disrespected because this is serious for me, but they just think it's a joke. So you feel belittled. Secondly, you don't see the resources. When I just started off, for years I did everything for free. When traveled, went for shows for free, came back and starved. Go for shows and trek back home, come home to nothingness. You don't have food to eat, you don't have money to pay your bills, but you keep doing it. So the resources, the finances was not available. And then even when people call you, they want to pay you, they give you chicken change, 5,000 francs, 10,000 francs. And they tell you this thing, there will be mayors there and governors, just come and perform. They will see you, and then they would call you for bigger programs. And we fell for that. Of course, we needed that at the beginning. But these people saw us and they never called us, and we kept on being broke. And
Wow.
so that was hard. It was hard to keep on doing something that was not giving you money. And then you've decided to dedicate your entire life, because by this time I finished university, and I decided to follow the career 100%, and then it was not giving me money, but I just had to stay at it. So that was another challenge. And then the country, generally speaking, our market has been flooded with Nigerian content, and people don't seem to believe in what comes from here. They rather call people from outside and give them jagundu or sums of money to do the exact same thing we're doing. Well, of course, they've put in the work, so they deserve that. But we get criticized at the beginning levels of our career, especially because we're doing copy and paste. You know, when you start off, you don't always have your own material, so you start by copying all that. So we get slammed for that, we get judged, and we get criticized for that. So there's just been challenges at that level. People not warming up to our content, people not warming up to what you do. Yeah, but we had to brace the odds.
What can you say about the current crisis month?
See, that's the problem. The crisis month is not current. This crisis has been on for a very long time. See, I like questions asked the right way, so please rephrase.
Okay, what can you say about the crisis month?
Oh, thank you very much. I like when things are done the right way. That's why people mistake us and they say that we are very proud. It's just that we are good at what we do. We like doing things well. See, I am maniacally bewildered, overgasted and flabberwhelmed at the paraplegic crinkum crankum that has enveloped my land right now. You see, because my land has been bedeviled. Are you understanding these things? My land is bedeviled. That is why I say to pray for this country from any other place is very easy. You can easily pray for Cameroon. When you're in Boya, you can pray for this country very well. When you're in Yaoundé, you can pray for the country. You can choose which side you want to pray on. But in Mafi, you cannot pray for peace. You cannot pray for war. Yes, because praying for peace is as though you are not supporting the struggle, and praying for war is as though you are against the government. So it is only in Mafi that you understand the scripture that says that we know not what we should pray for as we ought to, but the Spirit Himself make intercession for us with groanings that cannot be uttered. So in Mafi, we just speak in tongues, and we allow the Holy Ghost to take charge.
Okay.
You really mentioned something critical and would have loved to ask later, but since you already mentioned it, let's just bring it up.
Alright.
The financial aspect of being a comedian, is it really something you can base on like a career, like your financial, can you really get financial freedom from that per se?
Financial freedom, that's a very, very big word. It's really big. Can you get financial freedom from...
Because there might be many other comedians who love to get into comedy, and there's always an idea, especially in Africa, that if you're not doing, maybe if you're not a lawyer, a doctor, or engineer, you will not make it. So what really push, like, is there really something encouraging, like financially you can get something out of comedy?
Thank you for that question. Yes, you can. It depends on the quality of your personality, your character. Are you the kind of person that can delay gratification? Are you a builder? Are you the kind of person that can endure hardship and endure the pain, or endure not having, endure lack? Because I believe that necessity is a mother of invention. When you do not have, you would think critically and you become even more creative. But the challenge is that just know that if you want to make comedy as a source of income, like strictly, you'd have to go for days without, or even months or years without having money. It's possible, yeah, you might not always have the money immediately, but if you stick to it and keep doing it over and over, every year you show up, all the time you show up doing what you're supposed to do, in a long run, like every other business, but just that sometimes we are not builders. We don't know how to delay gratification. We want immediate gratification, so we never get to enjoy or reap the benefits. But if you have a side job, you can still do it alongside. Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for the Manfi people?
Oh, no. That's one area you cannot go. See, you don't advise Mafia people. Because Mafia people, we always know what we are doing. So they cannot be advised. Thank you very much.